Richard.
Richard?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Elvis.
Elvis.
So, yeah, I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, pretty much. And basically what we're doing is we're just having a conversation. It's not an interview. I don't want you to feel like it's an interview. Think more of like conversation. And basically we're just talking about like who we are and like where we want to go in life and like how God might fit into it. So yeah. So like what's your major?
My major is like bio, but I think about like pre-dental.
Right. Okay. So
I have to study hard.
Awesome. My major is environmental science, so I can relate to you.
Oh really?
So why did you come to Rutgers, Newark?
Because it's very close with my home, like 40 minutes.
Where it's close.
Yeah, and it's nice. Like,
it's nice. Did you always want to come here?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Where did you want to go before?
I want to go like some like New York City.
New York.
It's too expensive.
Right. Yeah, definitely very expensive to go to school in New York. Okay. So yeah, who are you? What's your name?
Henry.
Henry.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice to meet you again.
Okay, no problem.
Nice to meet you.
And what's your name?
I'm Elvis.
Elvis.
So yeah, like I said, I'm part of InterVarsity. What's your major? Like, what are you studying?
Information systems.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you like, what year are you? Are you like
I'm a senior. So
senior?
yeah.
Awesome.
Leaving next semester.
Almost out of here.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
why did you want to come to Rutgers, Newark?
It's close to where I live, which is the location is good, and it's a good school. So I thought, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you always want to come to Rutgers?
I wouldn't say yes. I think it's more of a convenience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. No problem.
So what is your name?
Ariel.
My name is Matt.
Nice to meet you.
So, what's your major?
Political science.
Political science, right? That's really cool.
Thank you.
What year are you?
I'm a senior.
Senior. Oh, you're about to graduate.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So why did you come to Rutgers, Newark?
Because they offered me the most financial aid.
That's a very valid reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you always want to come here though? No. Why? What school did you want to go to?
I wanted to go to Drexel.
Okay. I have a lot of friends that go there. It's a good school. But Rutgers, Newark is a great school too. Hi, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Nana.
I'm Nana. My name is Matt. Nice to meet you. I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship.
Oh, okay.
So, what is your major?
I'm a neuroscience major now.
Nice. What year are you?
My sophomore year.
Okay, I like it. Awesome. So, why did you come to Rutgers, Newark?
Okay, I came here because I wanted to be in an institution where I'll feel safe and like be part of the student body. And Rutgers is one university that's closer to me, so that's why I chose it.
I like it. Did you always want to come here?
No, actually my dream school was Stanford.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah, I was in Ghana when I applied, so my cousin told me just to apply to Rutgers, New York, since he also was here previously.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Awesome.
Hello. What's your name?
Nadia.
Nadia. Okay. My name is Freddie.
Nice to meet you.
So you graduated from here, right?
I did.
When did you graduate?
May 2019.
Okay. Why did you come to Rutgers, and did you always wanted to come here?
So I got my master's in social work. So
yeah.
If you're going to go to any school in New Jersey, you have to come to Rutgers for social work pretty much because it's the number one in New Jersey.
Okay, so what's your name?
My name's Brittany Rogers.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. So basically, we're just going around today and like asking people like who they are and like where they come from and like where they're going and like how God might fit into all that. But yeah. So first question is, why did you come to Rutgers, Newark?
I came to Rutgers because it's renowned for criminal justice, and that's what I'm studying.
Awesome. Did you always want to come to Rutgers?
Not exactly. I was kind of like led here.
Right.
So I'm happy I'm here though.
That's awesome. Okay. So hi, what's your name?
Christian.
Christian, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
What's your major?
A chemistry major.
Chemistry, awesome. I
Yeah.
was actually a chemistry major for a year, for my freshman year. And then I switched to environmental science.
Awesome, that's cool too.
Yeah. What's your year? Like?
Oh, I'm a senior.
Awesome, so you're almost out of here. So.
Yeah, it's spring
That's
2020.
so
I'm graduating. Can't wait to be
awesome.
done.
That's amazing. So yeah, I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, and so yeah, like I said, we're just doing this because we want to get people's perspectives about, you know, who they are and like what their dreams are. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark?
Well, I live in Bloomfield, so it's the town over. So you know,
Awesome,
why
yeah,
not?
Nice and close by. Did you always want to come to Rutgers Newark, or?
No.
No.
I got the most merit scholarship here, so
Hey,
easy on the
take
easy on the
advantage,
pocket.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Godly's.
Godly's. What's your major?
Marketing.
Nice to meet you, first of all.
Oh,
Sorry.
nice to meet you too.
Oh, what's your major?
I'm in marketing.
Marketing. And why did you come to Rutgers Newark? And did you always wanted to come here?
No, I didn't want to come here at all.
Really?
I wanted to go to New Brunswick, but I got waitlisted, and they didn't take me off. So now I'm here.
Got it.
Okay, hello. How are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
What's your name?
Marquise.
Marquise. I'm Elvis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So yeah, I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, like I was saying, and so yeah, like I said, we're just doing this little, not interview, but conversation.
All right.
And so, yeah, like if you could tell me like a little bit about like maybe what you studied, or just like how Rutgers helped to shape you.
Well, I wasn't at Rutgers for the bulk of my collegiate experience, but I did take, some of my courses after undergrad here. But actually, I was exposed to Rutgers Newark when I was a teenager because I was a part of a summer writing workshop here when I was 16. That was my first time on this campus.
Yeah.
So I studied communications and literature, and so that tied in with my interests in writing and literature and philosophy, and it was a really cool program. It exposed me to a college environment, and also I got to meet some of the writing and literature professors here, which is really cool because when I was taking classes here, some of them were still teaching here, and a couple of them remembered me from having met me in that program when I was 16, and so it's had a part in my life for a while, and I really respect the faculty here at Rutgers Newark because I feel like they do something special, and they offer something to the Newark community that would not be here otherwise. Not to downplay Rutgers New Brunswick, but I think that Rutgers Newark does something that's unique and really influential all its own.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What is your name?
My name is Axel Rodriguez.
My name is Matt. Nice to meet you. I'm a part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. So, what is your major?
Visual arts.
Visual arts. And what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Awesome. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark?
It was, I don't know, I guess something I really liked about it was its diversity.
Nice.
I thought that was a really
very diverse school. So did you always want to come here?
It wasn't my first choice. Things happen. So.
Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Gio.
Gio. My name is Matt. I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. So what is your major?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice. That's really cool. What year are you?
Sophomore.
Sophomore. Me too. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark?
My mom works for Rutgers, so I got free tuition.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you always want to come here?
I pretty much knew I was going there since I entered high school. That's when she started working there.
Okay.
My name is Taja. I'm Ann. I'm Tavia.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Elvis. Like I said, I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. And so, what are your majors?
I'm computer science. Computer engineering. Computer science.
Awesome. What are your years like?
Seniors. Yeah, we're
all seniors? Oh,
yeah.
cool. So ready to go soon.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, why did you all want to come to, or why did you come to NJIT?
It was just like nice to be in New Jersey because we're all from New Jersey, but then we also wanted to kind of stay near our homes, but then also have like the experience of living kind of like in an urban setting, and we're all like kind of same, like
Same.
close to home,
Yeah.
tech school.
And the scholarship opportunities are really good too.
Awesome. Okay. Did you always want to go to NJIT?
No. You're applying. It's like, okay, cool. That sounds like a nice place, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I moved here in my 11th grade to US. So
Okay.
like, I was not like sure until then like where I want to go. So yeah.
Where are you from?
India.
Awesome. This is cool. Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Josephine.
Josephine, nice to meet
Nice to meet you too.
What's your major?
I'm majoring in biology.
Nice. Why did you come to Rutgers Newark? And did you always wanted to come here?
Actually, no. I actually wanted to go to St. John's, but I don't know. Somehow my parents convinced me to come here, and here I am today.
Right, that's amazing. Yeah.
My major is chemistry.
Okay, and what year are you here?
Sophomore, second semester.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, and so we're just asking people about like who they are and like where they want to go in life and like how God might play into it. But yeah, so why did you want to come to Rutgers Newark?
I just wanted a degree.
Right.
To get a better job, pretty much.
Did you always want to come to Rutgers Newark, or?
Well, I was raised in like Newark, so
Okay.
this is
That's
my
awesome.
city, and I know the college is here. So yes, it's an opportunity.
Nice.
Hello, so my
Hey.
name is Tosin. What's your name, your major, and are you part of InterVarsity, or have you heard of InterVarsity on campus?
Okay, so my name is Obi, major in public administration. Yes, I've heard of InterVarsity from my friends when I was like a freshman year, like my first year in college, like back in 15. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark?
Oh, because of the diversity. It has to offers. Because the first time I came to Rutgers, that was the first time I saw different kind of people.
Okay.
In the community. Yeah. So.
Did you want to come here?
To Rutgers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't really have any other institution.
Okay.
What is your name?
Brendan St. Louis.
My name is Matt. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What year are you?
2023.
And what's your major?
Criminal justice.
That's awesome. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark?
I was in a program that started in the 7th grade called Rutgers Future Scholars, and they offered me free tuition as long as I could accept it.
Wow, that's awesome. So did you always want to come here?
Yeah, because this was probably always my first choice. So since like I was younger, I kind of like was already familiar with the campus. So I was like, sounded like a good choice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Hey, how are you? What's your name?
My name is Chica.
Chica, nice to meet you. Freddie, what's your major?
My major is psychology.
Psychology. Okay. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark? And did you always wanted to come here?
Not necessarily. Well, I can't say I didn't want to come, but I also can't say I wanted to come.
Right.
It was just more of I wanted to go to any school.
Right.
My parents wanted me to go to a well-named school. I applied to Newark and New Brunswick, and I just happened to get to Newark. So I said, why not? It was affordable.
Right.
Compared to every other school. So.
Right. Gotcha. That's awesome. How's it going, man? Good
How you
afternoon.
doing, man?
How are you? What's your name?
Laquan.
Laquan?
Yes.
Freddie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
What's your major?
Major is supply chain management at the Rutgers Business School.
Wow.
Yes.
And what year are you?
I'm a junior.
Junior.
Yes.
So why did you come to Rutgers Newark? Did you always want to come here?
It was one of my options. It was I had another option before that was supposed to be Montclair.
Okay.
Everybody has Montclair in mind, but
right.
Rutgers was became my first option after a while.
Gotcha. That's nice, man.
Okay. So hello. What's your name?
Cecilia.
Okay. What's your name? I mean, well, I just said what's your name. What's your major?
I'm a psychology major and I minor in cognitive neuroscience.
Awesome. What's your year?
I'm a senior.
Cool. So yeah, like I said, my name is Elvis. You already know me though. So why did you come to Rutgers Newark?
Okay, so Rutgers was like my top choice when I was applying to schools. I knew I always wanted to go to Rutgers. And specifically Newark campus, I had applied too late for New Brunswick, so I just went like the next best place. But overall, Rutgers was just a top choice for me, so I just was glad when I got accepted.
Did you always want to come to Rutgers? Or?
Yeah, like ever since I was a child, like I knew that I wanted to. I saw my cousin. He had passed away, but he used to go there, and thank you. He used to go, and I just knew ever since I like visited, I was just like, I want to go to Rutgers. Like that's ever since I was a child, I said I always wanted to go. So
awesome.
What do you appreciate about being here the most?
I appreciate being able to see people that reflect who I am. I probably would have ended up going to a predominantly white institution if I didn't get as much financial aid as I did. But thankfully I did, and now I can come to a school where I see faces that look more like mine.
That's true. This is a very diverse school too, which is great.
I appreciate the fact that Rutgers gives students the chance to like explore and then to be who they are. Yeah,
that's a good reason.
The diversity that we have on campus, professors are awesome. At least the professors I've had are awesome. You get to come in contact with all different types of people. You're never going to be in a dull classroom.
All right.
The diversity, definitely. I didn't realize how much of a diverse campus it was until I started attending, and then you know, I see all kind of walks of life and cultures here that I got to know about.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I appreciate the diversity because I came from a high school where there weren't a lot of people that looked like me. And I kind of felt like an outsider. So I enjoy this place a lot because, I see a lot of people that look like me. And I've been able to meet a lot of different people from different backgrounds, and it's great.
Wow, that's unique.
Mm-hmm. How people are nice, how you were in a close connection with professors, staff, students mostly. Yeah, I said that's what I like and appreciate about Rutgers.
Awesome. The freedom. I like it.
What do you want to do after college? What's your dream?
Right now is dentist. My dream is dentist, but
awesome.
I don't know my future, so it's gonna change.
Hey, it's all good. It's a learning process. Yeah. Awesome. What are some ways, or what's your strategy? Do you think for how you want to get to there? How do you want to achieve that?
Just studying hard.
Just studying hard. Awesome. Yeah. A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
What do you want to be after college?
All right, it's a tough question, but it's been my dream to be a doctor.
That's a great dream.
So I'm pursuing neuroscience now, so that probably one day in the future I could become a neurosurgeon.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So what's your strategy in achieving that goal? That dream
my
of yours?
God. Well, hard work, success, sacrifice.
Definitely.
And then taking care of your health too, because if you're not well, how would you succeed? So health comes first. So.
Absolutely.
Really, right now, to start a community health center.
Wow,
yeah, after I finish my licensing and everything, I want to start a community health center for mental health and substance abuse.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow. And what's your strategy as to how you want to achieve it? What's your strategy?
That's a tough question. Yeah. Honestly, I think that right now I'm still in the networking phase and figuring out where the industry is trending towards, because I still have to make money while I'm helping people. So just looking at what's going to be most beneficial for both me and the people that I'm helping.
Wow, that's amazing.
After college, I'd like to do a post-grad, probably doctoral, on I don't know yet, but my end goal would be to do research for kids with developmental disabilities.
Wow, that's amazing. What's your strategy as to how you want to do that? What are some of your maybe first steps?
I've never really thought of a strategy. I kind of just keep blinders on like a racehorse and just keep swimming.
Yeah, just keep going
racing,
for it.
Yeah,
Just keep
I don't
getting
know,
closer.
I've never really had a strategy, I guess.
Okay.
I probably should develop one. Now that you mention it.
So good. No, it's so real.
To just expand as a creator, as a writer, someone involved in the arts, I currently teach at a high school in Newark, and I still live here.
Right.
So trying to give my gifts as best I can to the Newark community to inspire, another generation of people to pursue their dreams, because I had a lot of people that inspired me to do that and were behind me when I was younger, and I want to pay that forward as best I can. So just trying to expand my opportunities in education and all the other things I have interest in, like I said, arts and writing and content creation, as far as even filming, even directing. I have interest in all those things.
That's so cool.
So definitely just trying to expand as much as possible and not limit myself too much. Just use my time as best I can to just work with good people and get good work out there.
That's so cool. I'm also an artist too, so I can totally relate.
That's awesome.
What are some of your strategies right now as to how you're going about your goal or your dream?
Well, for my educational goals, when I complete my teaching certification, then of course that's solidified for me, because I've just I'm starting in the process of doing all that now. And then as far as my writing is concerned, just trying to link up with as many groups as possible. Trying to reach out there through Facebook and other places, through friends I have in Jersey City and New York and some in Newark, about our getting together and collaborating on projects. Even investigating more options to be involved with playwriting. Because that's something that I had an interest in but hadn't really pursued much, because my focus was always on either just film and television or just novel writing, novel fiction writing. And playwriting was something I kind of studied but left to the side, but I'm finding that it's more popular now. So I want to I'm talking with more people in Brooklyn, because that's where a lot of really cool creators of color are coming up specifically, and doing things. So spending more time over there and trying to utilize connections. And also just trying to make sure that these different interests merge together well, because in my being a teacher, however long I end up working at my current high school, there are ways for us to link, because we have a theater department, we have a drama, we have a dance teacher, so we have people there in that department that I can link with, and I can pass students along to them that are interested in doing drama or dancing, and then they can pass students my way that might want more help in learning literature and being writers and moving forward in that. I think it's just having a web, you know what I mean? Having a web of motivated, like-minded individuals helps a lot. And also letting people know what you need and letting people know what you're thinking of doing. Because that was something that hindered me in the past, when I would have lots of ideas, but I would keep them to myself. Either because I was unsure of how they should be implemented, or I didn't have always the right people around me. So just keeping the right people around me and also being more communicative about what I have ideas on helps a lot.
That's so beautiful.
It's a very long answer, I know, but
no, that's so beautiful. It's so encouraging to see, you impacting the youth of this generation and wanting the best for them too. I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
I think that's so cool.
Definitely, I want to go to med school. That's the plan right now. I've always wanted to be a dermatologist, so I'm going to start studying for my MCATs to take it next year.
That's amazing. And what's your strategy as to how you want to achieve it? That's what just strategy-wise.
Strategy-wise, right
how
now.
How you want to achieving that where you just mentioned?
Well, right now I've just been really working on getting my GPA up, because med schools, they really look into that. And also doing a lot of shadowing and just networking a lot. So that's what I've been really focused on doing this semester. And it's one of my goals to bring my GPA up this semester.
And I think you got what it takes as well.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Well, I want to change my major.
Okay.
So I want to change my major to agriculture. So hopefully after I graduate, I can go on a farm somewhere.
Oh, that sounds so much fun.
And just give up all of this other stuff.
I used to be a chemistry major like you too, and then I switched to environmental science.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, what's your strategy as to how you want to get to there, or maybe some first steps?
I guess talking to people in that field would be the best option first. To see what my options are, what jobs or careers are open, and then going from there pretty much.
That's dope.
I've applied to state defense, because that's where and then governmental jobs, and then after that, when I get the skills, I would like to go back to my country, Nigeria, at least help, because I grew up, part of my life was there, so I know what they faced, so that I want to be able to give back.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, what are you doing in order to achieve that dream? I know you said that you applied to the state of defense, right?
Yeah. So right now I'm currently, doing my master's. So completing that master's will be one goal, because most of the jobs out here, you need like at least a master's to get the job. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So in the long run, I want to become a detective, but like, of course, you have to start off as like a police officer. So I'll start off there.
Okay. So what's your dream?
My dream, to be happy.
Okay, I like it. So what's your strategy to achieve those goals and your dream?
Well, I'm not gonna say put myself like first, but at the same time, like self-care and stuff like that.
Okay.
My dream is to become a physician assistant, hopefully at a pediatric hospital, but wherever life takes me, pretty much. But yes, a physician assistant is pretty much the goal.
What's your strategy as to how you want to accomplish it?
How I want to accomplish it.
Yeah.
So I am a senior, so after I graduate, I'm planning on taking a year off. And in that year off, I am going to take any extra classes and focus on my GRE and get at least 1,000 hours of patient care hours, which is what PAs require for me to get into the school. So my strategy is pretty much to just take this year off and truly focus on making my resume as competitive as possible.
That's unique. Very unique.
Well, immediate long term, I would say working as a supply chain specialist, maybe in analytics or a lean specialist for Lean Six Sigma, but also the long term is definitely being an entrepreneur. I want to open up my own personal chain of supermarkets. Actually, yes, it's a lot. Yes,
that's unique, man. And like, what's your strategy as to how you want to achieve it?
First thing is taking advantage of all the resources that's available to me. That's why I chose Rutgers.
Right.
But having a long-term plan, but taking everything one day at a time. Right. I would say my strategy going into that, I would say just taking everything one day at a time. Always being open to learning new things that's gonna help me achieve it, and just staying humble, I would say.
Right. That's unique. I agree, man. You definitely should use your resources to the best of your ability. Because if not, then it's like, what's the point of having those resources?
Exactly.
When you have it and you clearly see it. Unless you don't clearly see it, then it's different.
Exactly.
See, I'm stuck between two. In terms of career, I'm stuck between two. I don't really know. So I'm stuck between, the route I've been going, which is psychology, and going for my master's industrial organizational. But then I'm stuck between my heart and maybe going back in school for nursing or healthcare and starting all over. But it's an internal conflict. I don't really know.
Hey, that's fine. I feel like there's so many people in that boat. There's options, but you don't know.
Yeah.
So what's your strategy to getting there, or what are some first steps maybe that you could take?
So I think the first thing I need to do is research, and I think more than that, I have to really figure out what do I want to do. Do I want to follow my brain and go the route I've been going, or do I really want to follow my heart and just go pursue what I want to do? But if I follow my heart, I'm basically essentially starting all over, and I feel there's something really humbling in that experience, but I don't know if I want to jump into that. I'm someone that always goes by a plan, so by not following the plan and going a different way, it's scary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely relate to that because growing up, I always wanted to be super rich or whatever, or have all these things. And then once I got older, I'm oh wait, I actually don't want to do that. I actually want to do something more related to helping other people, even if it's volunteer or I have to raise money for it. Exactly. So I definitely. Okay. Did you know Rutgers Newark is #1 in the U.S. for social justice?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's something to add to my resume.
Something. What does social justice mean to you?
Social justice, just if I was just to make a guess, I would say it refers to, standing up for those who, can't stand up for themselves. It's making that step to help people who might be wronged by society. or the laws that we have in our society.
Yeah, that's so good.
So did you know that Rutgers Newark is the #1 school in social justice in the U.S.?
Kind of. I thought it was administration.
Maybe that too, but specifically social justice is the #1.
Okay, all right.
So what does social justice mean to you?
That's a tough one. Social justice, being fair to people, tolerating others, and giving people equal rights.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So what does social justice mean to you?
Social justice is really just any type of issue that's going on that needs to be, met with advocacy and doing all that you can to make sure that everybody is receiving a good quality of life, really.
I understand you,
Now I do.
No, yeah, I honestly didn't know that either until like a few weeks ago. But what does social justice mean to you personally?
Social justice, the equality that people share. So like equally distributing wealth, different privileges, things that people can acquire to help them.
I did not know that. No.
Yeah. It's what does social justice mean to you?
I think social justice is about creating change in any aspect of society, I guess.
Right.
I mean, obviously we live in a country with a multitude of problems. A lot of problems, which all haven't been fixed, but I think social justice is a good thing because it kind of tackles those problems and it tackles how to handle them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and I still live both.
Yes, I did actually.
That's so cool.
Yes.
I just found that out recently.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me actually.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the social justice minded people that I've met in Newark have either worked at Rutgers or graduated from Rutgers or have some link to the school. It's it produces very socially minded people, so it didn't shock me when I learned that.
What does social justice mean to you personally?
It just means fairness and sensitivity. I mean, for me, it's about understanding that we are all human beings and we are equal, but at the same time, we don't always, because of societal oppression and prejudices, we don't always have access to the same things. And we don't see the world the same way, but that's okay, because I feel like there's a middle ground where we can understand different perspectives, and we should be able to be able to communicate with one another about those differences in perspective without, shouting or hurting one another. But also understanding that sometimes it is good to shout and get it out there, because sometimes you have to stand up and make a noise about something. And realize that there are inequalities and that people perpetrate inequalities on different levels and oppressions on different levels. And sometimes it's not always just about police brutality or about institutional injustice. Sometimes it can happen at a school. It can come from a professor. It can come from a classmate. It can come from your neighbor. It can come from your landlord or landlady. It can come from your boss at your job.
Talk about it.
And you have to learn the different levels of that and how to navigate it. And I think schools like Rutgers Newark, they have professors and also, students who have a good eye towards, I don't want to say saving the world, because I think that might come across as cliche to some people, but people who want to improve it. You have more, and understanding how to do that. In a methodical way. I think we have good people here who can teach people how to do that methodically. So for me, social justice is just about being mindful of all those factors.
No, I didn't know. What does social justice mean to you?
Standing up for people who don't really have a voice and just bringing light to topics that aren't really covered nationally.
No, I didn't know.
So what does social justice mean to you? Like, if you had to define it, what would you say?
Like speaking out for what you believe in and fighting for causes that are important to you.
Like seeing something happening and then doing something about it instead of like turning a blind eye.
That's so good.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like cool. What does social justice mean to you?
Social justice, I think, to
to me it means just like fighting for the rights of like the people around you and just being not being ignorant to things that a lot of people don't pay attention to that may not be affecting you, and either advocating for it or contributing to it.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Well, now we do.
Oh, yeah.
And what does social justice mean to you?
You know, being able to have a voice, I would say, you know, speak for the people who don't have a voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I did not know that. I think I heard something about it, but I didn't really know it was true.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a myth.
Yeah, it's a really cool fact. So what does social justice mean to you?
Social justice to me, it means pretty much justice for everyone.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like the word social and the word justice kind of just comes together in the whole definition. So justice just pretty much means being like consequences coming for people who deserve the consequence, and just how can I say liberation for those who deserve that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense. Yes.
Right, cool fact. So what does social justice mean to you?
Social justice, you know, when we look at justice, it means to be justified. You know, being, you know, I would say fairness, you know, paying back paying back any loss, any detriment to somebody is being paid back to them. It doesn't have to be monetary, but it could be in any form. So social justice just means, you know, being fair, you know, dealing with justifying things. If a harm or a loss or anything has been done bad, you know, just paying that back. So I would say social justice just means making sure that, you know, just achieving equality within, you know, in your community, in your environment, and overall the world, I would say.
I didn't know it was number one, but it would make a lot of sense. Newark has a lot of history, and this campus has a lot of history, so it makes sense. I just never knew that.
Yeah, I just learned that.
That's cool.
So what does social justice mean, like, to you personally?
I think social justice is all about, like, standing up for rights within your community and standing up for, like, advocating for people you identify with and just having a voice. Like, Newark in general and this campus has a lot of minorities, so I think it's all about just having a voice for people that may not be able to speak up, or just having a voice for what you identify, and for, like, someone said hi, and having and just speaking up and, like, just advocating, constantly advocating, you know. And yeah, I just think that's what it's about, like, just having a voice and speaking up as a minority group or as a diverse group or just a group that undergoes certain trials and stuff and tribulations and things.
How do you think religion plays a role in social justice, or how does it not play a role?
Religion, for me, provides like a moral compass for us to be able to guide our actions, really.
Yeah.
So I think in that regards, it helps.
Yeah.
Cool. It helps to guide us in the right path.
That's so cool. All right.
I don't know how to answer this without. First of all, I would like to say I apologize in advance if I offend anyone.
Totally
but
okay.
I am not a religious person.
It's okay.
I view religion as a means for control, and I think it works well socially in ways like, because the commandments say thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, etc., no one does it because they think it's bad in the eyes of the Lord, which works because, I mean, imagine if there was no religion, we would probably have a not so nice social structure in terms of how people treat each other. So I think that religion plays like a huge role in social justice because it dishes out how people are going to treat each other.
That's a really good answer.
Religion?
Yeah.
Religion plays a role in correcting and ensuring that people have the right morals to live up to the standard of society. So, yeah.
So it really depends on if you believe in a higher power or not, because if you do, then that might be the driving force behind why people feel like they need to advocate for people. But if you don't really believe in a higher power, it could be more so just like, oh, well, I just believe in working hard and doing what I need to do to help others. So I think that if you have like a faith, it plays a really big role if you're devoted, but
I feel like religion plays obviously a positive and negative role in a lot of things. Social justice wise, depending upon where you come from and what your religion is, that can have obviously a big impact on how you see people, how you see others, how you pick your career, how you choose to either please yourself or please other people. So
I think historically religion has been at the different religions, I'll say, because there hasn't just been one.
Exactly.
And I think it's kind of hard to talk about religion as a monolith or inaccurate because religion is different from culture to culture or religion to religion. But I will say religions in various cultures have contributed often to social justice movements. And, like there were, in medieval times, there were religious institutions that funded and supported and staffed some of the first hospitals. And also in terms of having an eye towards social welfare, in dealing with the poor and navigating education. Like, some of the first universities, of course, were founded by, clergy. And so in that way, I think, and still there's a lot of work that goes on in the world today to support people and help people. That is done by religious institutions. I don't think it only has to be done by religious institutions.
Of course not. No.
I just think that historically that is something because of religious principles and ethos being such a bedrock of how some people think conscientiously. That left social justice very much in the hands of religious people for a long time. But I think that, even non-religious people can be a part of that change, but they just have to be aware of the issues and what's at stake and what they can actually do to help people. I'll say, it's been influential in civil rights. Like I said, in medical assistance, relief of the poor, social welfare. I would say like religions have been influential in those realms. Education, all of that.
I mean, I guess, religion should play a part in social justice as it's something that, you should be able to believe what you want to believe. People should respect you for being religious or a part of a certain religion.
People of certain religions have been persecuted over time and treated certain ways, from Jews to Muslims. So in terms of social justice, it's just giving them a voice and a platform to express how they're mistreated in ways that society can just accept them for their beliefs.
I agree.
I think it can play a role because religion kind of helps you have a community, and then within your community you can talk about different causes that are important to you and act on it.
Yeah, and build that culture.
I think with social justice, religion can kind of be like a polarizing topic, but it's important to realize that no matter what religion you are, most of them we have the same fundamentals. So that's something that we can all relate on.
So good.
I think religion sets a moral, ethical, moral tone for social justice. So people know a lot of things in the Bible are things that are just ethical, and things that Christians a lot of things that Christians are supposed to do are things that either are things that good people do. So they're ethically good things. So I think that religion sets the tone for social justice by just setting rules of how people should act. For example, in the Bible it says that one has to be holy. It has the 10 commandments and things that people are supposed to do, and that's and to interpret social justice by following things like the 10 commandment, that will either push you to be a better person, a better Christian, and do things to help other people, or just inspire you to get into social justice.
I think respect plays a major part in social justice, but religion, there's so many different religions, and there's no one, is trying to say that, oh, these religions are the same. Like, you know, we believe in one thing, so I don't know.
It plays a role because, you know, everybody kind of, you know, believes in something.
Oh my God! Sorry.
Everybody kind of...
It was a B. It was a B. Okay. Calm me down. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody believes in, you know, in something. So social justice, they're fighting for something that, you know, they believe in.
Yeah.
So you guys hear How does it play a role? That's actually a good question. I think it plays a role. I don't know if it plays. I mean, well, I'm religious, Christianity and stuff like that. So obviously, I'm saying everything. Christianity plays a role in everything. Well, God plays a role in everything. So I guess like without God, it's like impossible.
Okay. So how has
I want to say religion plays a role, but I also want to say it doesn't play a role because if you look at religion, then we think about forgiving others, and there should be no judgment. Only God has a judgment, but social justice kind of goes against that because then we're putting the judgment that God should have on the worldly judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. I would say religion definitely plays a role. I'm a very religious person. Religion, it stimulates your beliefs and your morals. Some, you know, not all religions have the same moral basis, so the social justice in their eyes can be different because it's different standards. So as long as there's a religion that, you know, do believe in that, and being morally conscious and, you know, ethical in the most, you know, profound ways they can, then it will play a strong part in social justice, I would say. Yes.
See, that's where I feel like religion, I think religion and law, it should be two separate things. I feel like, you know, we've seen in history where when you combine it just doesn't end well. And I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to religion, I'm Christian and I am all for God, but I feel like there's certain times where I just don't think it's appropriate. And I feel like in regards to people's way of life, like gay, same-sex marriage and stuff, I feel like if that's not essentially bothering me or affecting my life, we shouldn't have a say on it. So I feel like there should be a separation, a division between law and spirituality and religion. Yeah.
No, that's valid. How has like religion impacted your life personally, or like if at all?
It's nothing much because I just follow my parents.
Yeah, because I know you.
No, that's so cool. Yeah, my parents is also the reason why I'm a Christian. So.
Religion for me has it's like a double-edged sword because on one end I believe it helps. It helps in the sense that it guides you. There are teachings in religion that molds you. But then there's so many you know, gray areas when it comes to religion, you know, so many you know, agendas and whatnot. So it's, you know, it's something I try to balance as best as I can, you know.
It has made me ask a lot of questions.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm a Christian and I'm proud to be one.
Awesome.
So I feel like religion has helped me to shape me, and it has incorporated good values and morals into me to know what God expects for me as a Christian, and yeah.
Awesome.
I wouldn't say I'm really a religious person, more of a spiritual person, but my family grew up in church, so I think that plays a big role in how I view the world and how I see other people.
Gotcha. So I'm Roman Catholic. I converted to Catholicism from being a Baptist Christian. And I feel like religion as a whole, it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you something to kind of feed your hope. So it's definitely been there for times where I've needed to lean on it, and it's also been there in times where I've been at the highest and I wanted to, you know, think it.
Big time. I definitely grew up in a religious household. I haven't really been able to, you know, devote as much time to church as I used to because of school and work. But I definitely, once I get out of here, I definitely want to center myself in my relationship with God.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Religion's impacted my life because it kind of makes up who I am in a literal way, because I mean my name starts with God, like
Yeah.
like literally.
Yeah, unique name.
But I feel like it's kept me grounded in situations where I really could have turned my life around and gone astray. I mean, I'm a Christian. I get that's important to say. And I mean, I believe in God and I believe in Jesus Christ. And I think being rooted in something like that has it's allowed me to find who I am. And it's allowed me to kind of follow a path that was already predetermined for me, I guess.
Right.
Because if that path wasn't there, I mean, I don't know where I'd be right now. So, yeah.
I definitely understand you.
Well, I was raised by very religious grandparents. They were Christian. So I had to learn about the Bible very early. I was exposed to that at a young age. I will say that I have moved away from the religion I was brought up in.
That's okay.
Because of just within the church that I grew up in, like issues that I saw with how things were being done, and also my philosophy about the world and understanding of things changed. Even though I still have lots of family members that are still in that church, I personally think though that there's a center that everybody should have. I don't know if it's always going to come from religion. It might come from philosophy, some philosophical tradition. It might come from some other ethos or some other passion that somebody has. But I do think that everybody needs a center to stay grounded and check in with themselves, to be healthy and to not get distracted by things in life that are too negative or things that will take them off their course.
That's so deep.
Yeah, because I only say that because I went through that.
Yeah.
And it was because I went through an existential crisis in my life where I didn't really have faith in much, and I lost faith in myself, and I really it took me a while to get back into a space where I could be balanced and actually, I had to rediscover the things that meant something to me that I wanted to hold on to. So I think even if it is not religion, I think that it's essential to me to have a center in my life about where I want to go and the kind of things I want to do, the people I want to be in, the changes I want to see in the world around me. And I still have lots of beliefs about the universe and about life. I just don't always couch them in the structure of religious language. But I think that it is definitely an influential force. Spirituality, any form of spirituality, offers a lot to people that they probably otherwise wouldn't have. Because it's about having a center. I don't think it's a bad thing as long as you find it in a balanced way. It doesn't matter how you have it or where it's from, but it's just, I think people, especially nowadays, need it. So, I mean, that's a roundabout way of answering the question. Because if you're asking what part would religion play in my life moving forward? I would say personally, there's no religion that I cling to that will play a huge part in my life. But I do have beliefs and things that influence the kind of work I want to do and the kind of person I want to be.
I don't know. I guess it's been a big part in my life. I wasn't really, I don't know. I was like converted like as a very young child to like Mormonism. So yeah, my parents are Mormon, and they're like, I mean, I always loved the people there. It was really nice. But then like after a while, I don't know, I started thinking on my own. I got older and kind of fell out of it.
I was raised by my grandmother, who was Christian, and then I eventually started living with my mother, who was Muslim. So I've had multiple forms of religious influences. So I've always had like sort of faith, and that's helped me go through life. I even have Bible scriptures tatted on me.
Oh, nice. What scripture do you have?
Psalm 27:1. The Lord is my light and salvation.
Nice. I love that verse. That's great.
I'm like semi-religious, so it impacted my life because I do like celebrate like religious holidays and things like that, which I do enjoy, and I like the aspect of having some kind of like something hopeful in my life, and even if I don't believe in like a specific like God or deity, it's just like something nice to believe in.
I mean, I I am kind of very religious. Like not religious, but but yeah. So basically, religion has helped me a lot in my life. Like I have a good like community where I belong to. Like I have a good church. Like and then like who is like family to me, and then with whom I can share everything. Like who pray for me. Like who like yeah. So.
Yeah, same thing as like she said, kind of. For me, religion is more like about the culture and like the family aspect of it, and then like spiritually, I kind of just follow what I can follow. I don't really try to like stick to what's within my religion.
For me, it has impacted me a lot because growing up, my parents have always like really pushed me to go to church every Sunday and just read my Bible, go to Bible studies. But I feel as though like I really created my own connection with religion, like my own personal connection when I came to college, because I didn't have that parental, because I dorm, so I didn't really have that parental like push to go to church every Sunday. I had to get up and just say that I want to go to church. Like I had to get up and say I want to read my Bible, and I feel as though like it really helped me to be focused in school and keep my head like at the right place.
Right. You felt like you had to force yourself, like before.
Before
coming to college, you had to force yourself and stuff like that.
Not really. I feel like my parents had to. It was more like my parents' influence on me to go to church.
It's kept the hope alive, kept me faithful, kept me going, so I'm still going.
So I'm a religious guy, so it gives me faith, to believe in something. Some people, I know they don't, but believing in something, pushes you.
Yeah.
And I would say, so it kind of like motivates me, that I have, I'm gonna make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Respect, yeah.
Oh my God. Impacted my life. I grew up. Well, I grew up in a family where it's a religious family, but I guess it. Every time something happens, I think of it as God has a plan. So it's like that.
Oh, that's a. How many minutes do I have?
Feel free to talk. However, you can answer however long you want. However long you want. However, you can answer it however you want.
All right, religion has dramatically impacted my life, but I don't like to see my situation as religion. I just see it as me having a personal relationship with God. Gotcha. Because when I think of religion, I think of a lot of spectrums. I think of like, I'm supposed to do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. But when I see it as a relationship, it's more like a relationship that we have in the world. How, of course, we'll have not problems. We can't have problems with God, but it's like, of course, I'll make mistakes. Of course, this will happen, but I know that I'll be forgiven at the end of the day, because in any relationship, you have to forgive your other person. So I see it more as a relationship and not more of a religion. But it had dramatically, when I say dramatically impacted my life, like I don't know how I would be living in such a chaotic world without God.
Wow. Wow.
Well, it's the reason why I'm alive.
Right.
If I had not a religion to use as a way to kind of guide me when my thoughts have led me astray, or where pressures have led me astray, then I would be in a wrong position, or I'd possibly be dead.
You wouldn't be where you are now.
I wouldn't be where I'm at all.
Without religion, right?
Yes, without it.
Definitely. That's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear.
So honestly, I'm not a Bible thumping Christian. Like I don't throw the Bible in no one's face. I feel like personally, I'm a very open person. I've been through things, and I don't want to judge nobody. I don't want to ever crucify no one when God says that sin is all the same to him. So being in a same-sex relationship, killing somebody, that's all the same to him. Committing adultery, having unmarital sex, all the same to him. So it's I'm very open-minded, and I'm honestly just not your typical Orthodox Christian. I debate with other old heads about stuff that, because it's just I just feel like that's when Christianity and religion gets a bad rap. And I feel like I personally been through certain situations where I've questioned God and questioned why certain stuff had happened, and I just feel like when it comes to religion, maybe lately, if I'm being honest, I don't want to say as religious, but I'm not how I used to be. I don't sit down and read my Bible every day or pray every day. I don't do that, but I know God always has me, and I always thank him whenever something happens, something good happens to me. And I know he's always in my corner, but I'm not as I don't know what's the word, fervent, I guess, have that fire that I used to have. I don't really have it as much. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah, I'm just being honest.
no,
you know?
that I love that. That's like
Yeah.
what we want to say. So like, thank you so much for sharing. That's pretty much like it.
Okay.
And like, just thank you for being open.
No
and, like,
problem. Of
thank you for your
course.
time too.
Of course. I don't know. It felt.